Good morning, guys.
Good morning, Ms. Dobes.
Today we're going to start with doing our Marzano scales for our Q3 midpoint check. So you should all be in your notebooks on page 73. Today's date is the 12th, so if you could just go by each page, read it, rank yourself. Q1 deals with the representation of a subject or key scene in two different artistic mediums. We're getting to that, I promise. Goal number 2 deals with analyzing how an author draws on and transforms source material in a specific work. We're working on that, I promise. Ooh, goal number 3, analyze how an author can structure a text to create effects like mystery, tension, or surprise. And goal 4 is our writing informative explanatory text. As I said, our writing for this quarter will be a literary analysis of Romeo and Juliet. No halfsies, be honest. All right, what I would like you to do on that little sheet of paper with your name on it, can you please write the level you are for goal number 3? No halfsies, all I need is a number for goal number 3. And if you could just turn those over and pass it inward, please. Actually, can you pass me Alex's too? Thanks. Thank you. And if you could please put your notebooks and pencils away for our rotations. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, what we're doing is analyzing some quotes from Romeo and Juliet. So some key standards. In fact, these were begun in quarter 1, but they continue through quarter 3 because they deal with fiction. The first one is to cite strong and thorough textual evidence to support analysis of what the text says explicitly as well as inferences. This one we don't have in our scales anymore, but it should be done all the time while we're reading, pulling out textual evidence. Determining a theme or central idea of a text in detail and its development over the course of the text, including how it emerges and is shaped and refined by specific details. Themes that we have going on in Romeo and Juliet. We have our love theme, family. What do we have after the fight scene now? Jake?
Vengeance.
Vengeance, good. We're going to deal with analyzing how complex characters develop over the course of the text, interact with other characters, and advance the plot or develop the theme. How do Romeo's actions move the theme and move the plot along? And produce clear and coherent writing. You'll be doing a little write-up for me afterward, okay? So here's the love connection, which is perfect because, you know, Valentine's Day is coming up. All right, so you're going to spend a few minutes at each station. I'm not going to time it. When I feel like we're done, we're going to rotate. You're going to be in your groups of 2 or 3. One person's going to type, but of course you can rotate typing duties as you rotate. And we're going to go clockwise around the room. Please make sure your comments are constructive comments only that you're typing. You can do an analysis. I think what this character means is you can ask questions. You can do compliments to another group, as in, I think you really got the point here. You can say, I respectfully disagree because. You can say, I wonder, blah, blah, blah. Or this is interesting because. Please make sure we're making comments conducive to the task. No need to correct other people's grammar or say anything like that's a really dumb idea, because we want to have something to talk about. I'm going to display these at the end. And as a reminder, you're just going to double click, type everybody's name in the group, and then make your comment, okay? Any questions? Okay, super. Can you please get into your groups of 3 and choose a computer? You may not get to all of them. Grab some chairs.
David.
Yeah. Oh, fine. Perfect. Thank you, Joseph. Just wiggle it. Yeah, there you go. Jake, you need a chair? Pull one over. Brooke's chair and that chair over there.
Did I just say slowly go fast?
Wisely and slow they stumble that run fast. What are you thinking?
You have to start out slow until you know what you're doing, because if you jump into it and go too fast, then you're going to mess up.
Good point. And what makes Friar Lawrence wary of Romeo's decision?
He's like rushing the relationship with Juliet.
Yeah,
Exactly.
because just the day before he was in love with Rosaline.
Perfect. Thank you. What are you guys thinking?
It's kind of like something too soon is like something like too early. Like,
Okay.
You don't want something to happen too quick.
And what does marred mean?
I didn't really know.
Okay, who is Capulet speaking to?
Paris
And what does Paris want?
to marry Juliet.
Okay, so if Juliet gets married too early, what does Capulet think is going to happen?
Then it's not gonna last. The marriage isn't gonna last.
It's not going to last. So
Oh, okay. So we think that Capulet means.
marred is a synonym for like marked or ruined or scratched.
Oh, okay.
The title is just her name.
Correct.
I know all of their last names sometimes.
What are you thinking?
So he's aware that something bad's gonna happen, and that his fate is sealed. He can't do anything about it.
And yet, why does he go to the party?
This is love.
He wants to see Rosaline.
I think you should include that.
Okay. Keep going.
So this is good.
Who's he? Could you define he instead of putting, yeah, instead of a pronoun? Who are we talking about? Who's doing the speaking? Romeo. We think that Juliet is saying that she can't imagine speaking ill of her husband only 3 hours after they were married. Can you give me a little context?
Okay.
Yeah. All right, you're going to want to wrap up your thoughts in the next 30 seconds. You guys can rotate to either the one behind you or David's computer, but you're going to eventually get to both of them. You're going clockwise this way. All right, if you can hear me, raise your hand, please. All right, when you rotate to the next group, take a moment to read the quote, think about the context, see what the other group wrote, and do your own analysis or response, okay? Go ahead and rotate clockwise, please. Oh, no.
Hey, Sean.
I was taking a little nap.
New feet today, Sean?
Yeah. I was just taking a little nap.
Did I rip the chair from him?
Yeah, he was like squatting.
I was taking a little nap.
I'm sorry, Sean.
It's actually
What's that consequence hanging in the stars?
He had like a dream that something bad was going to happen and he's gonna die. And that or someone was gonna die.
And why is he telling this to Mercutio?
Because I think he saw that it was his son. Death.
Could be foreshadowing for Mercutio dying, or
Oh.
Mercutio is the one who wanted him to go.
Interesting point. No one said the foreshadowing about Mercutio. Maybe you should write that.
We think that happens. Yeah,
What?
but Mard is married, right?
No, marred is synonym for marked up or damaged or scratched. Okay, so who's Capulet speaking to?
this scene. Or
Juliet.
it's scene 2.
Wait, who does it say he's speaking to?
Oh.
Okay, what does Paris want?
He wants to.
Let's marry Juliet.
And Capulet at first is very,
He's like, nah, you got a winner.
yeah. So he's very hesitant. So what does that line say to you?
Saying, not yet. You gotta be ready.
And who else has to be ready?
Juliet.
Juliet has to be ready.
We haven't seen Paris.
Oh, he's gonna show up today.
He gonna die.
What is this new poison that Benvolio is talking about?
New poison, new insect.
What's the new poison, though?
No, it's not.
The old one is Rosalind.
Right. Yep.
So the new one would be somebody else.
Perfect. Somebody else. But why does he call it poison? Maybe you could comment on that.
Yeah.
All right, about 30 more seconds.
I don't think that's a
Look, it's like it's almost sticking.
The double sleeve, right? Like,
I knew that somebody was going to sit on the chair because there was no chairs here, so I just took the chair.
Hi, Alex. All right, maybe you could join these gentlemen. We're just doing our rotations.
He's right across from us.
All right, 30 seconds.
I know, I didn't notice. I didn't notice it on this computer, but on the computer over at my desk, it's like triple.
All right, if you can hear me, raise your hand. Okay, see if you can add anything to this next one, or maybe you have a different interpretation, okay? So go ahead and rotate clockwise.
Wisely.
I got mine.
Okay?
I have no idea how to play this. In every scene, like Fire is like he's like
What scene are we talking about?
just every scene.
Oh,
Pictures. He's like hugging the Romeo.
he's a nurturing kind of guy. Romeo was just
Loves the
Romeo was just banished.
feeling the touch of the fire.
No, you gotta say something. You gotta say why. Because Romeo is still getting over Rosalind.
What about that word rough, though? Why is it interesting that he chooses the word rough? Think about the kind of guy Mercutio is.
Yeah, because there are signs that I got right. Isn't always like how they
Like riding to the highway of revenge. It's like if you're driving down the highway towards revenge,
just getting over like getting beaten up.
Oh my gosh.
okay, maybe not put something.
About 30 more seconds. What are we thinking about, ladies?
We're kind of confused by this.
Okay. Who's Romeo speaking to?
Mercutio.
Okay. And what's the significance of the scene right before the Capulet party? I mean, right after, I'm sorry.
Mercutio's making fun of Romeo.
Absolutely. And what's the wound, the scars that Romeo is talking about? What's that feeling that can hurt you and create joy at the same time? Love. Do you think it's easy for Mercutio to joke about love when he's never been in love?
Yeah.
Okay, and then Romeo is kind of upset because... Is that a good word?
Yeah.
Okay. You got it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, let's rotate, please, clockwise.
Again, that's like connection.
What happened to your group? Oh, you're just getting a chair? Oh.
It's good to be around. My favorite.
Looking academic over here. What are we thinking?
That Romeo.
It's like the moment that
he
he got
realizes,
over
like,
Rosalind.
And because he's questioning himself, like, how could I have loved as much as I've loved if I've never seen somebody like Juliet before?
Perfect. Did you write that? He's questioning. Oh, you didn't even write. He's questioning himself.
No, well, she doesn't want to buy it. Okay, no,
No. No, we have to agree because what?
You agreeing with
What
who?
are we
We
gonna?
don't have to
What are,
agree.
no, but what are we gonna do? Say it's a domestic abuse school?
I don't know.
Then what do you think it is?
Okay, what are we talking about?
Oh my god, you scared me.
I'm
They're
sorry.
saying that this quote means that he should find someone else. He should be rough.
Oh no. Of course, yeah, but it
but-
should just be like
But it's
be
like
different.
it's like
No,
don't.
be different.
It's like almost saying don't give
let-
up because it's like saying
Don't be gentle
with love.
like if someone declines you, you gotta
gotta be like,
you gotta
You gotta
Oh.
be persuasive.
be like a magnet.
Yeah.
You gotta be like super glue.
you gotta be like the mitochondria.
Great. Use a metaphor or simile to
Gotta be
describe
the baseball.
JC.
You gotta be adjacent to the
Be respect. No. If you don't respect them, what do you do?
It's good. It's good. I'd keep it, JC.
You're dishonoring.
Oh, we're on Miss Dobes' account.
Well, she made this.
We think
About 30 more seconds.
Not give up. He should. Period. Oh, and then he should be more.
Guys, got your respectful disagreement?
Yes.
Okay. All right, move to your next station, please.
Every time we make a comment, we've never
Imagine staying over her and only 3 hours after she's conflicted though because Romeo had just killed her dog.
Maybe we should leave
You type it.
So we're gonna open up to the chorus in the hair. Like the chorus just about we agree because
okay, so we have. Do we agree?
yes, we
Yeah, we wouldn't have it.
or capillary.
What's that? Sure. 30 more seconds.
That is always, that is very interesting.
Gonna leave your group member hanging? What you looking?
We're gonna allude to the tortoise and the hare,
Okay.
but we can't figure out how to spell tortoise.
Tortoise.
There's an O there, right?
And what's your comment here? I think this quote shows that, like the tortoise and the hare, just because you're going faster does not mean it's better. Ooh, nice.
This is the man right here.
All right, would you guys rotate, please, to your next spot?
So, wisely and slow, they stumble. Right and slow. We agree.
Because Nurse likes Romeo. It's where he's from, not his character.
So, 3 hours.
That makes her question Julia's love for him.
Oh yeah, it's saying it's after Nurse's like
I say I agree with
darn
Brooke in that.
yeah, that Romeo, that darn Romeo killed him.
And then she's like blistering the time. What? You were just saying how till you were mad, the tip will die.
Why do you guys agree with Brooke and Jake and Kendall?
Because I feel like Nurse likes Romeo. Like I feel like he likes his personality. But it's like his family, like because the families are like their enemies.
And Nurse has an allegiance to...
The Capulets, yeah.
Exactly.
And Romeo's a Montague.
Exactly.
Right now,
So
She does?
She feels like it'd be like kind of a bad choice considering it happened so quickly and they're from like different families.
What do you notice, though, when she talks about his legs and his hands and feet? She's
About his
it's like-
appearance and not his personality.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's true. It's like it's about all of his like physical, like
Right.
things that are like
Right.
good.
You should mention that. Guys finished? You're rotating?
Well, I was thinking like because we have the one where Benvolio is telling Romeo to find a new love, and that he's kind of
Padlet.
used as foreshadowing because he's like saying that he's gonna eventually find Juliet.
Okay. So what's the poison mean? Did someone already mention the poison? What that poison's supposed to be?
Somebody said fish in the sea in quotes, even though that's not a quote.
No, I mean it's the there's other fish in the sea. It's the saying, yeah. 30 more seconds.
Oh, but it can't be. There was an attempt.
no, they don't.
Okay, let's wrap it up and rotate. This will be your last one.
Wait.
You're not gonna do all of them. Yeah. What's that?
Am I typing?
Yeah, sure. Rick loves purple fricking. And oh. Okay, I'll read it. Well, you have made a space bees on their own side.
He didn't know what love was.
So Romeo's pushing himself down. He's not understanding how he could love Rosamund so much, but never see him be so Juliet.
Yeah, I really liked how they worded that.
It's showing. I love
Romeo never saw beauty or love until that night when he saw Juliet, because she was so perfect that like nothing else could be better.
He's basically judging. He's not just judging, he's doing it. He's basically judging.
Who's judging who?
Lucio is judging Romeo.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, he's never tried love.
Yeah, he's never tried love.
He never gets to try love either.
You're right. He's cut off from that. 30 more seconds.
Is this our last rotation?
Yes. And then we're going to do a discussion and a write-up. Yeah. You guys probably don't have time to start another one, so just hang tight. All right, if you can hear me, raise your hand. All right, I'm going to ask that you leave the computers, just set them aside. I'll take care of them. Can you please return to your seats, put my chairs back, and get a pen or pencil out, please?
Take a chair with you.
We'll find your chair, David.
You missed a lot.
I have a spare chair over there, JC. Can you pass me one? Thank you. Joseph, can you do me a favor of putting that back there? Thank you. Let's take a look. I know you didn't get to all of them, so I'm going to go through them kind of quickly, and we'll discuss. Tut man, one fire burns out another's burning, one pain is lessened by another's anguish, etc. Take thou some new infection to thy eye. Benvolio says this to Romeo. And we have the ladies saying, Benvolio is advising Romeo to move on and forget about Rosaline because there are other fish in the sea. Once Romeo finds someone else, Rosaline won't seem as special. The new woman will seem more exquisite. You guys agree? I have a couple of agreeers here. So we'll move on. Juliet says, shall I speak ill of him that is my husband? Ah, poor my lord, what tongue shall smooth thy name when I, 3 hours' wife, have mangled it? Brooke, Jag, and Kendall said, we agree because Juliet is torn between family and love because she loves both of them dearly. She doesn't want to disappoint her family by not grieving her cousin, but she sees the good in Romeo's actions because she knew Tybalt would have killed Romeo if he hadn't killed Tybalt. Truth? Yeah. Juliet's also chiding herself for saying anything to damage Romeo's honor. Who do you feel that she has more of an allegiance to now? Why? Abby?
Because I'm married and back then you couldn't, like, break the bond of love
Exactly.
once you're married.
Once you're married, that is it. No divorces. Mercutio says, if love be rough with you, be rough with love. Okay, we have a disagreement here. Patrick, Kevin, and Sean said, we agree with your elaboration, the one that Mercutio is giving advice to Romeo because he just had his heart broken by Rosaline and he should get a new relationship. But Daniel, JC, and Logan say we disagree. We think that Mercutio was telling Romeo to not give up on Rosaline just because she declined him once. Interesting. Daniel, JC, Logan, could you elaborate on that? Go ahead.
You know, you just gotta keep trying. Just gotta keep going.
Even though she turned him down?
Yeah. Maybe she'll be in a better mood next time.
Maybe she'll be in a better mood next time. And too soon marred are those so early made. Patrick, Kevin, and Sean said we think that Capulet means that something too soon is not always the best. What's the too soon that Capulet is talking about here, Yuri? What's the too soon that Capulet's talking about?
Juliet may or may not be too young.
Right. The guy said we agree as well because Capulet wishes for Paris to be married to Juliet, but at the right time. Nurse is talking about Juliet making a simple choice about marrying Juliet. So David, and Noah said, Nurse says that Romeo isn't the flower of courtesy because when she first meets him, he's silly and his friends are rude, but because Juliet loves him so much, Nurse will accept him. What is the ultimate goal for Nurse and Juliet? Like, what does Nurse want for her? Jake?
To have Juliet be happy.
Exactly. I like this. Ansley, Annalise, and Colleen said, although Romeo may not have the best personality, Nurse will accept him for his appearance. Have we not had love based on appearance this whole play? Basically. Mercutio is talking of dreams, begot of nothing but vain fantasy. Aviana, Juliet, and Abby, I like what you said here. Mercutio is making fun of Romeo because Romeo is taking his dreams so seriously, and Mercutio is saying that it's just a quick show that appears when your eyes are closed. Dreams are not meant to be taken as truth engraved in stone. Romeo has some consequence yet hanging in the stars. So this quote foreshadows Romeo and Juliet's end, but we do not believe that it foreshadows Mercutio's, because who said it foreshadows Mercutio's death? Ooh, Aviana, Juliet, and Abby. What made you think it was Mercutio? Juliet?
Because he was saying it to Mercutio, and Mercutio was being really aggressive about it, so it couldn't foreshadow what happens to Mercutio because it involves Romeo in the end.
Okay, because when I first read it, I didn't think it foreshadowed anything about Mercutio's death, but you ladies bring up a good point. Did my heart love till now, forswear its sight, for I ne'er saw true beauty till this night. So the guy said Romeo's questioning himself because he does not understand how he could have loved Rosalind so much, but has never seen beauty like Juliet. Again, it's all about what? What kind of love? Appearance, physical, yeah. He jests at scars that never felt a wound. Romeo is talking to Mercutio. It says, Mercutio's making fun of something he's never felt. What is that thing he's never felt? Kevin? Love. Does he ever get a chance to experience love? Who said that? Colleen? Was that you? Or Annalise? Wisely and slow, they stumble that run fast. Who's Friar Lawrence talking to? Romeo. The lady said, this quote means that, I'm sorry, the ladies and Jake. This quote means that you should take your time and go slow because you don't know what you're getting yourself into. If you go too fast, you might mess up. Who said something about the tortoise and the hare? Alex, Eli, and Yuri. I think this quote shows that like the tortoise and the hare, just because you're going faster doesn't mean it's better. Romeo is so eager to get married. Is it always the best? I don't think so. Okay, I'm going to give you a piece of paper. And here's what I'd like you to do. I want you to write a little response paragraph. I'm not looking for, an essay here, but two characters' opposing viewpoints and elaborate on how their views advance the plot or develop the theme. What has happened so far with our theme of love and family and vengeance, and based on what we just did here, that help advance the plot? For example, Mercutio's dead. Tybalt's dead. How is the plot now advanced? Abby?
Since like Tybalt killed Mercutio and Romeo killed Tybalt, now that him and Juliet are married, but now that since he killed Tybalt, Romeo is banished from Verona.
Okay.
So that's kind of hard because he loves Juliet, but he has to like leave or he'll be killed.
So he has to leave. Romeo has to leave, and we know we're at the turning point here. So that's how that part of the play advances the plot. Jake, something to add?
It advanced the idea of vengeance because now that somebody from both sides of from each family has died, that both families almost feel obligated to get back at each other, and this really isn't helping Romeo and Juliet's case. Because what they were going for was for them to accept each one from from different families.
Interesting. So you're saying that the marriage was meant to help the families, but now,
Yeah.
Yeah, the future's gonna get even worse.
you think?
Yes.
Interesting prediction. Juliet?
It's kind of just connecting the whole theme of rushing into things too quickly because Tybalt, with Romeo and Juliet, their marriage was really quick and they just rushed into it. And Tybalt is always quick to rush into fighting and he was ready to duel Romeo to the death.
Excellent addition. Brooke?
Well, I mean, Romeo and Juliet married before they died.
Mm-hmm.
And all that, and I think when their parents find out, it's gonna get even worse. Because they're like, oh, you're marrying her. You're marrying him. He killed your cousin.
So an even bigger tangle of a mess.
Yeah.
So this plot is not what it originally was when we started. Okay, so for your panda, call it opposing viewpoints. Pick two characters who have differing viewpoints. It can be about love or it can be about any of the other themes, and talk about how their development has advanced our plot so far. You can use ideas from what we said in class, the quotes that we just studied, and of course anything that we've read. Yes.
Do you want these characters to still be advancing the plot, or can they be dead?
They could have died and had it, through their death advances the plot in some way. Yeah.
Okay.
It is the 12th. You made a good point. Should start with that.